So Andy, you've written a brief blog about this as well, and you've linked a kind of post that goes into a little bit more detail on this Omnibus Law. And basically, if people were still confused or wanted to know more, all of that information is pretty accessible, right, online. Sure. And where could they look into that?
Two places really: the sevenstonesindonesia.com on our blog section. There's a few blogs in there, and also from our media portal at gapurabali.com.
Yeah, so if people were still confused, there's definitely a lot of accessible information.
Sure.
You can research online about the Omnibus Law, and you can also directly contact these two experts through the
wise
website.
Old men you called us at the start of this.
Experts is what we've narrowed it down to now.
You're going to stop shaving so I look more like the wise old man when people walk in.
With age and experience comes expertise.
There you go.
There we go.
I think, sorry.
Yeah,
I think more than anything it's again, interest and respect for where we are in Indonesia. We communicate, we reach out for information, we want to know what goes on, and we now make a living out of telling people what goes on. So I think that's what we can help people with, and it doesn't mean that people come into the office again and all they pay us for these consultation or conversations or even seminars that we do on this. People are free to come in, have a cup of coffee, we can meet for lunch anywhere, and we're happy to talk about it. And through that we develop network, we develop business partnerships, and more than anything, I think the whole business environment, not just in Bali but Jakarta and all of Indonesia, takes a healthier turn. People open up in a different way, and you'll see big steps forward.
Which is nice to know and hear that there's some positive sides coming out of the negative COVID news that we hear.
We try to be positive.
Yeah,
for sure.
I think someone told me that you feed the positive thoughts and the opportunities and starve the problems, and you'll be okay, and then it will emerge and show a path forward. And I think Indonesia is probably one of the few countries that, again, it has a very strong domestic internal economy. It also has a very high level of agriculture as part of that economy, so a lot of people live off the land. So in a situation like this, we could see from in the past financial crisis, act of terror, whatever it is that disturbs the sort of general growth and path forward. Again, you can see that happening with COVID, that Indonesia will obviously be massively impacted, but probably less than others. As an example, an article in the newspaper, was it this week or last week, showed us that the GDP of Singapore for the last term now is down with 42%. That's madness. It's figures you've never heard of. And Indonesia will probably in this third quarter maybe see a recession, but very little, and then hopefully in the fourth quarter it will start growing again, and it'll come out as possibly as one of the 3-4 countries that will be, if anything, if you can use the word winners in the COVID race. Most other countries have much bigger problems economically than Indonesia has.
Okay. So invest in Indonesia is essentially what you're saying.
That's what we're saying. Yeah.
Thank you so much, Terry and Andy, for gracing us with your presence today.
You're welcome. Thank you.
Thank you.
And thank you so much for all you listeners joining us for this episode of the Seven Stones podcast. Don't forget that if you have any other inquiries regarding real estate, tourism, legal advice, business, and marketing, you can reach us through our website, sevenstonesindonesia.com, or directly send us an email at hello@sevenstonesindonesia.com. If that's not for you, we're also available to answer your questions through Instagram and LinkedIn. Let us know what kinds of conversations you'd like to listen to on this Seven Stones podcast, and we look forward to seeing you on our next episode.